Welcome to another episode of Watch Me Do Family History with Chris Knudsen. Today we are going to do some more descendancy work and try to clean up the tree. Let's get started. So here I am looking at one of my cousins, Jedediah Gear, and he had 3 sons. And today we're going to see if we can learn a little bit more about the second son, Orvis Gear. So I'm going to click on Orvis Gear. There's some information about his birth, some information about his death after 1850, whatever that means, and no sources. So let's right click on the person page, and we'll open this up in a new link. So here we are with Orvis, and okay, look, over here there's a possible duplicate. So let's click on that, and let's look at, I'm going to click on this Orvis Gear, and it opened up in a new tab. So what's different about this Orvis? So my Orvis was born in 1809. This Orvis was born in 1809. Barry, Vermont. Vermont, so same state. This Orvis also has no sources, but there is a marriage record to a Mary C Bidwell, 1813 to 1894. So let's see if we can add some more records to this Orvis, who is married to Mary C. Bidwell, and see if we can make a better decision as to whether these two Orvises are the same people. So let's go ahead and click on this record and we'll attach it. You always want to attach as many records as you can. That helps to further define the person that you're working with. So somebody had already had this couple married, but they put a different location and date. This is 1st of October 1830, place Clark, Ohio. One of them could be a marriage license and the other one could be the marriage record, but 4 years apart, if you saw that. This marriage, 1834, Bar, Vermont. This one, Clark, Ohio. It makes more sense. Let's see where was Mary born? Barry, Vermont. Maybe they just assumed it was Barry, Vermont? I mean, how many Orvis Gears are there marrying Mary Bidwells? Let's go ahead and just continue attaching and we'll just keep working on it. Now, let's go ahead and do an ancestry search. Okay, so here's an Orvis Gear with the same marriage record. So let's go ahead and click on that. See if it gives us any other record hints. So they were married in 1830. We have an 1840 census. Orvis. So where is this 1840 census? This would have been 10 years after. In Schuyler, Illinois. Interesting. Let's go back. In 1850, Fulton, Illinois. Birthplace, New York. 1860 census. Jacksonville, Morgan, Illinois. Illinois Hospital for the Insane. Maybe that was why it was so hard for the previous people to find more information about this Orvis. So we know this Orvis was born in Vermont, birth year about 1809. He was living in Morgan, Illinois, which follows the 1850 census, where they were living in Morgan, Illinois. He was a farmer, married to a Mary. This Mary, let's click on her. See if they have any record hints. Okay, it doesn't show any record hints. That's interesting that this record shows birthplace New York. 1860 though shows birthplace Vermont. So let's look at Mary C Bidwell a little bit more. Possible duplicates. Mary Chapel Bidwell. Let's look at these possible duplicates. Orvis Green. Almost no. Marriage 1st October 1830. That looks right. Let's merge these ones together. Same husband. Let's look at the other duplicate. This one has a full Josiah Bidwell, Mary Polly Stacy. No spouse, but these are the parents of Mary Chapel Bidwell, which matches our information. Let's go ahead. Yeah, and Mary C, Mary Chapel. It all matches. So let's go ahead and merge it. We're going to take over the full name. Birth is better. Death is better. Everything else. Parents were already brought over with her siblings. And we'll hit continue. Same name. Same birth. Same places. Now we've got more duplicates. Let's go ahead and clean up those. Orvis gear. Let's add that. This might be mine. Same husbands. Another possible duplicate, Mary C. Bidwell. Same date of birth, same death. Ooh, did she remarry? Frederick Nell. They were... this would add a whole new spouse. So let's look at this one a little bit more. So I'm going to right click on person. We're going to open that up in a new tab. Frederick Nell. No sources. Let's see if we do an ancestry for search. Mrs. Mary Nell. (1880). Born 1814. That's about right. Schuler, Illinois. That place means something. Mary C. Gus. Does it make sense? Frederick Nell. This is the marriage record, but that Mary C. Gear would have been her name. Marriage in 1865. So her husband would have been in the hospital, and this is an 1860 census. This says after 1850. That's why it says after 1850, because they couldn't find him after that. But that's because he was living in a state hospital. Okay, let's see if they have anything in this obituary. Death date, birth date 1816, death date 1894. Don't have access. Death of Mrs. ONeill. Mrs. Mary ONeill, age 78, died on Monday at her home on Northampton Street. She was much esteemed for her many virtues and kindly disposition. Well, this is a Mary ONeill, but that doesn't mean it's ours. It is on 23rd of November, 1894. I think these two people are the same. Let's go ahead and continue with the merge. Husband in an insane asylum in 1860. Married this new husband in 1865. Okay. Missing standardized marriage. Let's go ahead and fix that. Lots of Orvis greens. Let's go ahead and merge some of these Orvis greens. Possible duplicates. I switched positions just because one seemed more full of information than the other. This one actually has a possible birthplace. And continue. Same wife. And let's keep working on possible duplicates. No birth or death. Same wife. And another possible duplicate. Okay, this one must be ours. Let's switch this so we're keeping the original one. It might be Barry, Vermont, so we can add that later. This is his parents, Mary Chapel. I like this. I think this is correct. So we're going to go ahead and do it. And same timeline fits both people. Okay. Now let's standardize his birthplace. So let's see, what sources do we have? We have an 1830 marriage record for his marriage to Mary Bidwell. Let's go ahead and do a FamilySearch search. We already know that he's got some records on Ancestry that we can do. Gear, land records, but no first name, so we can't really confirm that. This is the marriage record, and it's already attached to Orvis. When you scroll down here, similar records, another marriage record, which is also attached to him. So no more records in FamilySearch. So let's go ahead and click on Ancestry, and we'll attach those records with him living in the insane asylum. Actually, let's look at this one first. So I think this was a mistake when it has birthplace being New York. So condition insane. He's currently living with his wife still, and this was 1850. And then in the 1860 census, he's in the hospital. So this makes total sense. So let's go ahead and find this record. Astoria, Fulton, Illinois. Let's go ahead and find this record in FamilySearch. The reason why it didn't show up is because it has his birthplace as New York. So we'll just modify that in order to get the right record. So he's insane in this one and living in an insane hospital in the 1860 census. So we know that they're the same person. Let's drag Mary back up here. Orvis Gear, birthplace Vermont, Jackson Morgan, Illinois, born 1809. So they got his birth a little bit off, it looks like. No, that's the right birth, 1809. So we need to find this in the FamilySearch record. Orvis Gear, 1809, Vermont. Orvis Gear, 1809, Vermont. And it's in Morgan, Illinois. FamilySearch does not have it. Let's just look for all the gears. I'm going to take out Orvis because maybe the indexer didn't know. And we're just going to look in places. Residence, Morgan, Illinois. Okay, that. Let's start this one again. So we've got Orvis Gear. Well, if we can't find it, let's just add this one. So he was a comb maker. Interesting. So we're going to add this record through Record Seek. So Record Seek is just an extension of Chrome, but you can use it on any browser. So we've got the record notes here. And we're going to click Save Now and Attach Later. And I'm going to click on Orvis Gear, go to Sources, and up at the top here, we're going to click Add Source. No, I didn't want to hit New Source. Cancel that. Add Source, attach from Source Box. Since we can't find it in FamilySearch, we're just attaching this one from Ancestry. And we're going to go back to Orvis Gear. And I do not like these death dates. I'm just going to take this out because it makes it, when you look at it at a glance, it looks like he died in 1850, which he didn't. I know it says after, but at a quick glance, people aren't going to see that. So in 1860, he was living in Jacksonville, Morgan, Illinois. So let's add that. Let's add a residence. Date of residence, 1860. Jacksonville, Morgan, Illinois. Jacksonville, Morgan, Illinois. Description, I don't know what you're supposed to put. Let's just save that. I think that looks fine. So it's possible that Orvis died after 1860 because there is no 1870 census. But now we have him linked with his wife, Mary Chapel Bidwell. She died in 1894. Let's just look at her again. Sources, Mary Bidwell. Okay, we know she has more records, so let's go ahead and find those. This is one that's already attached to her. We just want to see if there's any similar historical records. Both of those are attached to her. Okay, so we're not finding anything in FamilySearch. So let's go ahead and click on Ancestry. Here is an interesting 1860 census. It would make sense that this is her. This is the same year her husband was living in the insane asylum. Some of Orville's relatives were living in Schuler, Illinois. Yeah, Sidney died in Schuler, Illinois. Orvis's brother. So there's and then we just don't know who James Beard is in relation to Mary. Woodstock. Okay, so in 1865, she got married. Where were they? Schuler, Illinois. Ah, that's so. I mean, for some reason, Ancestry thinks this is correct. Let's look at Find a Grave. No bio. Schuler County. So the question is, did she marry? Did she marry Frederick Nell? Oh, well, don't we have her parents? Father was born in Vermont, mother was born in Vermont. Father died in Vermont. Mother died in Vermont, but was Massachusetts and Connecticut and Massachusetts. So that information could be just an error because she was born in Vermont. Maybe she didn't know where her parents were born, but they died pretty young. So Mary didn't know her father very well. She was only 10 years old when her father died. Mary Polly Stacy died even before that. So who was she raised by? So if we could find an 18... No, there's no such thing as an 1820 census. That's why there's not a lot of information. Oh, here's Olive. Let's go back to that 1860 census. Ah, there we are. Olive Beard, James Beard. So, did Olive marry James Beard? Yes, in 1854. So in 1860, she went back to live with her sister, Olive Beard. Okay, so let's go ahead and find that record in FamilySearch. Okay, so James Beard, let's find him in the 1860 census. No! Why is it not there? Illinois. So he was born in North Carolina. Okay, let's do Illinois. Residence place. United States. No, they don't have him. Why would they not have him? What's his date of birth? Was it wrong? 1801. No, that would fit. They just don't like that he's not living in North Carolina. Okay, so maybe we... Harriet? Maybe we could find their daughter? So sometimes it's easier to find it through a child. Harriet E. Beard, 1860 census. There we are. Let's go ahead and attach this. Living in Woodstock. James Beard. We're going to drag up here and attach. Olive Beard. There we go. And we're gonna change Olive to be the head person. Okay, so now we have Olive. And we're trying to attach this to her sibling, Mary Chapel Bidwell. And here is Mary Chapel Gear. So there we go. So we just attached it. I don't know why the census couldn't, why FamilySearch couldn't find that. Okay, so we've just attached that record. Now, what else do we have? We wanted to make her 1870 census. Still living in Schuyler County, but this time married to Frederick Nell. Let's add this marriage record, even though it's weird. So we're going to click on Record Seek, Save Now. Let's go back to Mary. Go to Sources, Add Source from Source Box. And click Attach. Now, the information in that, let's go ahead and add that to her records. So we're going to go to Details, and her second marriage, 1865, Schuyler County, Rushville, Illinois. We're going to edit this. Edit the marriage record. October 1865. 17 October 1865. And let's correct this. Rushville, Schuyler, Illinois. Perfect. Okay, so now we have the marriage source attached, proving the marriage to Frederick. Now let's go ahead and attach the census records. So we have an 1870 census record. Let's do birth 1814, Vermont. So we're going to change her last name to Nell. Mary Nell. and living in Rushville, Schuler, Illinois. Rushville, Schuler, Illinois. There we are. Review and attach. Oh, okay. So this guy was born almost 19 years later, so she married a young guy. Why is that? $1880. Can we find the 1870 census? Interesting. Still don't have the 1870 census. We just added the 1880 census. Birthplace, Vermont, but living in Illinois. Let's do it again. Let's try doing it using Frederick. Frederick. So we'll take out the E. Born 1833. Okay. Prussia. Still no 1860 census. I mean 1870 census. Sarah Paul. Maybe we can find this through Sarah Paul. So we're going to try to find Sarah Paul just using a regular search. Birthplace, Illinois. And she was born in 1853. And we're looking for the 1870 census. There they are, Frederick Nell, Mary Nell. Why wasn't it finding them? Review and attach. So let's pick Mary Chapel. But no, we're going to change this person to Mary Nell. There we go. And instead of Orvis, we're attaching to Frederick. Okay. Mary C. Gus, Mary C. Gunn. (1897) is when Fred died. And the place, Schuler, Illinois. Schuler, Illinois. Oh, I'm spelling it wrong. SCHUY. There we are. Let's go ahead and add this record through Record Seek. And let's add the other one as well. We'll add all of these. Civil War draft registration. Okay, so did we already add this one? Let's go back. So we've got Civil War draft registration, headstone application, Illinois database of veterans, wills and probate records, oh, we added this one to May C. Gus, but maybe we didn't add it to him. Okay, so Wills and probate records. Wills and probate. Yeah, okay, we added that one already. Okay, 1850 census of some kind. We'll attach that. Okay, and let's go back to Frederick Nell. And we've got 8 sources already for him now. Let's attach some years to these. So this one's 1850. And we'll save. Macy Gus, this is the marriage record. Let's add the year for that, which was 1865. And save. Wills and probate, this is when he died. $1897. And headstone application. 1897. Veterans Index. This is a list of his service record. Starts in 1862, comes back 1865. So let's call this 1865. So he comes back from the Civil War and marries Mary. Civil War draft registration. $1863. Okay. That just about does it then. Let's go back to Mary, see if we have any other information. Nope, she died before 1900, so we're not going to have a census for that. We can probably say she died in Schuler, Illinois. Was there another option for this? Bar City, Bar Town. Let's pick Bar Town just for fun. Mary Bidwell, 1855. That's not going to fit. Okay, I think we're done. Okay, so we were able to do a lot of merging of duplicates. We were able to clear up some records. We were able to fix Mary Chapel Bidwell's information. We figured out what happened to Orvis. He was in an insane institution. We added a bunch of records, so now when people look, instead of Orvis being single in my tree, he is now, let's go ahead and refresh this. He is now listed as married to Mary Chapel. Now the question is, am I related to him, to her? Or is it only through marriage? Okay. Wife of my fourth cousin, 4 times removed. So we're going to go ahead and stop there. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, please click the like button. If you'd like to see more videos like this, please hit the subscribe button. My channel on YouTube is called WatchMeDoFamilyHistory. Thanks again, and we'll see you again next time.